Hello, people. Let's try to talk about what AI PM should know more in the second video. In the previous video, we have talked about some of the key overview of the AI PM. I have mentioned that we are going to talk about the core responsibility and other stuff as well. So, the second video, let's move into more stuff. So, yeah, let's go. So let's look at how we are going to see our like AIPM roadmap like more descriptive way. As you can see in the screen that I have actually created like a interactive web UI to like demonstrate like what are the things that we are going to learn today. So starting with like what are like uh, the two distinct parts of AI innovation and their product development lifecycle, essential skills every AI PM needs, and core responsibilities that we are going to discuss today. So the first thing I want to mention, like managing a product is not just traditional product management with a tech pitch. So it requires a unique blend of technical understanding, strategic thinking, and ethical consideration. So now let's start by understanding that all AI products are created equal. So it's not, there are two fundamental parts in AI product development. So the first one is 0 to 1 products. So I have just selected this. So what is this 0 to new product means, like starting something new. So if you are one of your organization first AIPMs common in early stage startups or research focused department, you are likely working on like 0 to 1 products. So if I go with the second part, like let's say the 1 to n products. So the 1 to n products is like it's about you have like challenge of like existing resources, managing the existing resources, like scaling and enhancing. So you are looking to scale, you are looking to enhance and diversify your organization, establish AI offerings. So you have a better understanding of product market fit and existing user base. So recap at 0 to 1. The challenge is transforming like a blank canvas that where new technology meets real users problems. You might not even know who your user is yet. So your goal is to discover and validate new market in a higher uncertainty and experimental environment. So think of joining an early stage self-driving car startup. So you are literally creating a market that didn't exist before. When we are considering 1 to n, there are derivative product fee or feature upgrades. So your goal is to improve user experience and expand features in established data-rich environment. So the perfect example that we can take is like improving Netflix recommendation system. So you are enhancing something that already works well. So both paths follows the AI product development lifecycle, but with different timelines and different rhythms. If you are looking at the AI product development lifecycle in the website I have like now demonstrating, so we have like 5 steps. First step is ideation, second is opportunity, third is concept or prototype, fourth one is testing and analysis, and fifth one is rollout. So these 5 steps are very essential in AI product development lifecycle. So AI PDL. So if we go to the ideation stage, in the ideation stage, that we need to understand like this is the initial concept phase that where we identify AI features that benefit the target user segment. So it involves brainstorming, market research, and hypothesizing. So for 0 to 1 products, this is about like find untapped markets. So 1 to n products, it's about like improving what exists based on user feedback and data. Again, let's move on to stage 2, opportunity. So if you're talking about the opportunity, here we are assessing the market fit potential for our ideas. This involves the analyzing the competitive landscape, estimating potential impact, and defining our value proposition. For 0 to 1 products, this phase requires significantly more time to validate market need. Then let's move on to the next step, concept and prototype. So when we are referring to concept and prototype, this is where the AI lifecycle truly begins. So you scope the work, you select the models, train the models, and integrate them into our user experience and or prototype as a prototype. So our goal is to build a minimal viable quality product. Notice what I said, quality, not just viable. So It's about gathering meaningful feedback and try to enhance the quality. Let's move on to the step 4. In the step 4, we are having testing and analysis. So testing analysis, it's like gathering feedback on our prototype to ensure it meets minimum viable quality and validates our initial hypothesis. So this stage involves A/B testing, user interviews, and analyzing performance metrics to refine our AI model and overall product experience. Then finally, we move into the rollout stage. So the rollout stage, as it mentioned here, we actually take our AI solution and make it available for wider user access. So this includes deploying the model, setting up monitoring system, and planning for future iterations. So remember, this entire life cycle is iterative. So rollout feedback often sends you back to early stages. So this product life cycle, so this is actually can be defined as like AI ops for some use cases, but this is the way that you have to understand if you are looking for become AI MPM. So this perspective is much better if you are understanding in the AI PM perspective. So let's look at what are the AI PM skill set, because like in the previous video I mentioned there are like relevant skill set that we need to equip if we want to be an AI PM, effective AI PM. So being an effective AI product manager requires this combination of skills. So let's explore. So the first one is that I have selected is core product management. So the core product management in sense like this is your foundation. So we have to understand user needs, we have to set the product vision, prioritize the features, and define why and what of our product. So these fundamentals remain crucial in the AI space. And second thing is, as you can see, engineering foundation. So in the engineering foundation, it's like while you are not coding, understanding technical aspects like software development practices and AML concept is invaluable for communication. So setting realistic expectation for our technical team also very important. So that's about engineering foundation. And if you are going with the leadership and collaboration, very important thing and must thing. So these skills is very essential for navigating challenge and fostering teamwork. So, for example, communication, empathy, creativity, these skills like seems like soft skills, but these skills ensure the client is satisfied with our product and with our quality service. Like whether we are like product own like product oriented or like service oriented, client is satisfied with us, and our team will be very motivated and aligned with what client offered and what client requires. So that's very important. So leadership and collaboration will do that. And the fourth and final one is AI lifecycle and operation. So if you are looking at the AI lifecycle and operation, this is the unique requirement for AI PM. So having the understanding of ML, deep learning, Gen AI algorithms, model training and evaluation, these like knowledge base that you have allows to have proper strategic decisions and effective problem solving. And you might be wondering what is this like in the right side you can see like on the person top of the person there are like many hats. So as you can see from the diagram, this is how AI PM look like. So AI PM truly wears many hats, like from janitor to Gen AI ML scientist, from ML ops leader to technical program manager. Like a lot of roles are on top of the our AI PM. So it means like you are simultaneously an engineer, strategist, designer, quality advocate, user champion. That means you have to play a role depending on the situation. That doesn't mean like you have to know everything. It's about logic. Logically, like every role depends on you, and as well as you can actually mentor and tutor what you know as AI PM to let those responsible functionalities. So in a way, other hats, all the hats actually on top of you. So that's the meaning of what that is. And if you look at the four core responsibility, I mean, in the last video, I have mentioned that there are like four core responsibility that we need to know. So these are the four core responsibility that we have to know. So the first one is the data sourcing and curation. So you are the architect of the data pipeline. Identify what is needed and where to get it and how to keep it clean and fresh. So if you have poor data quality, that means that will be the biggest bottleneck in your AI project. So this response is very critical. And the second one is model selection and evaluation. And model selection and evaluation, you evaluate algorithm, whether it can be vision, NLP, generative AI models, and you are maybe measuring different evaluation matrices against business goals. So you're not just building the models, but you're making strategic decisions about which approaches to pursue. And the third one is ethics and governance. So from bias detection to user privacy, AIPM usually set guardrails, define fail safes, and ensure responsible AI. In Sri Lanka and as well as the rest of the world, there are like companies who fail to set the fail safes and guardrails actually has the consequence of like people demotivating them. Like people are like having like bad impression about it. So this isn't just about the compliance; it's about building trust and ensuring your AI systems benefit the society. And fourth, the life cycle oversight. So you plan for continuous monitoring, pre-training, and versioning. So the model performance doesn't degrade over time. AI models are not just like set it and forget it, but they are require ongoing attention and maintenance as well as the other software systems. So we have like a CI/CD pipeline. Likewise, this is also like a loop. So these responsibilities work together to ensure our AI products are not just technically sound, but also ethical and sustainable and valuable to users. So summing up all of the information, I would like to mention one other thing. So building up this knowledge is not an easy task. Like with experience that I had in Omdena and as well as Trinity Innovation Private Limited, I have acquired the knowledge of how to be a like product owner, and by handling the products like and like managing the team, like in the experience, like experiencing what are the challenges in practically, and as well as there are like some research papers and there are like some resources. So the most effective research that I can recall is this product that you can see in the screen, the building app powered products. So this actually not like I have get these visualization from that book thanks to Dr. Marilyn Nika. So she's the author of this book. So this book is very good if you are focusing on becoming a AI PM. So I have referred this book to have this nice illustration. So thankful to her. And other than that, I actually inherit what I have learned, like in the industry, physically and as well as experimentally, as well as the theoretically as well. So, well, this knowledge is very essential for AIPM. So don't forget about that. You have to have like a good understanding about what is your product and whether it is allocated to 0 to 1 or 1 to n, and how does like 0 to 1 or 1 to n applies in the AI product development lifecycle. And if you are like a building on that one selected niche, like one selected product, what are the skills, and like since I explained the skills, you should think like how am I going to inherit those skills. Okay, then responsibilities wise, it's not just like a sentences of words, these are real things. Okay, so you have to very careful about what are the client requirements, whether it's a product or service. So these things are very essential. So in the next videos onwards, like I'm going to be like more practical in like perspective, and I'm going to explain it via like a practical simulation, so you can get a basic idea how we are going along. So with that said, I think you got like a clear idea about like um, what are the two products like 0 to 1 and 1 to n, to how to use this like some of knowledge that we have learned today to become AI PM. So these two videos actually cover up like a good level of understanding like what are the things that we didn't know. But next video onwards, like we are going to be more practical, and we are going to like mix the theoretical knowledge and like the practical real use case knowledge to become how like a good AI PM. So the existed I'm now like there are like a lot of product managers and like product owners actually are looking to transition to like this AI PM role, because the generative AI era, this is very important role. So a lot of people ask me like this is like a good initiative that we can see with your experience. So that's why I actually really started it. And yeah, let's put in the comments like if you have any questions, and like if you have any comment feedbacks. So I will actually adjust my videos according to that as well, that feedback as well. So I'm always listening to you. So thank you for hearing me out. So let's see you on next video.